And we are in game number 1 then. The third series of the day, Capoch versus Miguel playing the Platinum League. Group stage still, play 03. We're gonna have red and green as the colors. Miguel's playing in the red color, down the south as Mongols. This is Shoals for game number 1. Capoch is playing with the Portuguese up in the north in the green color. And let's take a look at the civilization. Starting with Miguel, he will get 40% faster working hunters. In addition to that, we also get, for the Mongols, 30% extra HP on light cavalry, hussar, and steppe lancer line units. We have 25% faster attack and cavalry archer type units, in addition to the team bonus, which will give them 2 extra line of sight on scout line units, while Capoch, playing with the Portuguese, gets 30% faster research and upgrades as part of the team bonus. It's gonna have, on top of that, and Paganini, thank you so much for the raid. That's appreciated. Welcome everyone, we are casting Capoch versus Miguel for T90 Titles League, the Platinum Division. This is group stage still, so this is going to be a play all 3 series. And we were just talking about the players, civilizations and whatnot. We just introduced Miguel's. In Capoch civilization, we were just mentioning the faster research and technologies because of the team bonus. In addition to 25% wood income from berries as well, as access to factory and the Imperial Age, a 20% gold discount on unit production, and 10% extra HP on navy units. Hey Hots! Hi. I hope you had a great stream, Penny. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let's take a look at the civilization. Let's take a look at the map generation. Actually, we already finished talking about the civs. And starting with the red player. What do we get for Mr. Miguel? He's gonna have 1 goal on the left-hand side. He's gonna have 1 goal on the right-hand side. Both these goals are gonna be somewhat far away, but this one on the right-hand side is going to be significantly farther away compared to the one on the left-hand side. There's also a stone towards the southwest. There is another stone on the left-hand side, very far away as well. But these 2, he should be able to secure pretty easily by going for some walls. Just connecting the dots, either from here to here, here to here, here towards the edge, right? Or potentially just from here to here as well, could work out too. If he does end up bringing villagers over to this goal right here, he should have villagers at hand ready to send over and repair the walls if these ones were getting breached, right? Alternatively, he can just go for like a blacksmith or a market or something over here that's going to be more resilient than just palisades. And then on the right hand side, it's going to be pretty easy because he already has the wood lines connected to the edge of the map. So something like this would not only secure the goal on the stone, but also the berries, also this wood line, and also this massive wood line for the red player. Capoch, the green player, on the other hand, he's got, for his map generation, the gold on the back, one of these on the back, the other one's going to be on the right hand side. And then he's got this stone on the right hand side as well, on the back you could say. But he's gonna have to work a little bit harder to secure these resources. For instance, going for something like from here to here, something like this would be good. He will be able to secure the wood lines over here. 1, 2, 3 wood lines, 4 wood lines as well. These ones are small, so you can say like probably 3 wood lines worth of wood that he will be able to secure if he just goes for the walls like this, right? Plus the gold, plus the stone. But this is, once again, very similar to what we were talking about for Miguel. Very difficult to defend on the right-hand side, on the very far end. So something more like this would make more sense, of course. And he would still be able to secure 1 and probably 2 wood lines worth of wood over here. But he would not be able to secure this or this or this anymore, right? And the goal is definitely going to be too exposed over here for him to protect it in any way. So there are a bunch of ways that Capoch can go for the walls over here. We're going to see what he ends up choosing. For the time being, though, he is going out to the Fuel Age significantly later on 24 population, while Miguel's going up on 22 population. And he's going up significantly earlier as well. This is to be expected with the Mongols. And this is something that we already saw in one of the games from the series before this one. Mongols get into the Fuel Age faster. Are going to have the ability to contest the water since earlier. So Miguel could go for a few galleys, and he's got the second dock already on the way. So we'll see 2 galleys coming out. There we go. Up in the north, there is a second dock already coming in for Capoch, and he's gonna get to the FLH himself. So we see Galley's on the way. Man, Miguel, seems to me like he's taking a little bit too long to take advantage of this. The head start to the FLH was significant for Miguel, but it took a while to queue the second galley. He's taking a while to come forward and put some pressure. Might be able to get one fishing ship down, but Capoch is getting some damage done onto Miguel's galleys just by virtue of having the sea tower over here. And then when he gets his own galleys come out, they're going to be higher HP in total compared to Miguel. So it's not really the best position for Miguel whatsoever, right? Doesn't that chunk in 33% HP off this one fishing ship? Yeah, and you know what? Not even that. Not even that. Because the Navy units from the Portuguese get 10% extra HP, it's actually going to require 7 shots to take those down. And Capoch survives. Not only survives, he's got the third dock already up, so that should put them in a very nice spot. There we go. Capoch has managed to get a good amount of units over here. And while Miguel, just like Dogao and just like Riot and Fire and all these excellent Brazilian players are known to be beastly players on water, Capoch is going to be no stranger to galley wars over here. He's an old school player. He's been playing this for years before the was even conceived. And he knows how to go about it, so he's got right now a larger amount of units compared to Miguel. It's got a higher HP pool because of it. Another unit's coming out as well. And remember, because of the Portuguese, he saves resources for each galley he goes for. He pays 20% less gold. That's going to come in at... There we are. 20... All right. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, actually, you know what? It makes for a big difference. Up in the north, Miguel's been going for a sneaky forward. Capoch is realizing about this now. I don't know if he's got vision. He knows about the 4 units. But he has not gotten vision. He has not gotten vision at the buildings yet. So he's just trying to go for some walls just in case on the back. Yeah. And Miguel's got archers on the way. But he struggles, guys. Capoch's got more Navy units over here. If he plays his cards right, should be able to get a better engagement against Miguel. Let's take a look still. A significantly higher HP pool for Capoch. Larger amount of units for Capoch as well to work with. There we are. I think Capoch has been able to defend himself on land for the most part pretty successfully. Just gotta make sure, of course, not to let Miguel get too many archers. That's already one village going down for Capoch and Miguel. Not in the best position here. There we go. Beautiful quick walls. Now from Capoch. He is getting a lot of idle worker time over there, and he's not engaging on water anymore because, of course, while paying attention back home, he cannot really do both things at a time. But now that he's been able to get the villagers safe over here, he's been able to get the scout down, the archers going down finally. Yeah, Capoch is gonna be in a position to start engaging once again. Notice the unit control over here has been really good for Capoch, but more so the decision making and where he's been paying attention to at any given point in time has been really good for Capoch. Oftentimes, lower players, especially lower level players around you know, the 1k up to 1k5 or so, they're gonna try to do too much at once. And notice Capoch, an extremely high level player, and somebody should do hashtag match in the chat to see the elo of all these players. But Capoch, being the extremely high level player he is, and being as fast as he is over here with an APM almost 60% faster than Miguel, is choosing the side of caution over here instead of trying to fight in both places at the same time, which I think he might actually be able to do. He decides to focus on one place and take as good an engagement there as possible before moving focus over to the other area. So now he's going up to the Castle H, and Miguel's going up to the Castle H as well. Capoch, he's going up faster. Here we go. A lot of extra galleys coming out for Miguel right now. Same military count compared to Capoch. Still a bunch of land units, which means Capoch is on a much stronger navy count over here. And he's getting to the castle H, so now he's gonna take the engagement. Take a look at this. Miguel actually wants to take the engagement right now, because if he doesn't, it's only a matter of time until Capoch gets the war galley upgrade and completely destroys Miguel. So it's in Miguel's best interest to try and take the engagement right now and reduce the military count of Capoch as much as possible. But Capoch was waiting, and now he's got the war galley upgrade, and Miguel does not stand a chance as we see Capoch coming, completely swooping the standard galleys from Miguel. Only balking arrows coming in for the red player, and he's getting absolutely destroyed. Yeah, and you know what? It's not gonna take very long for Capoch to take the sea tower down as well. This has been a nuisance for the green player for a while. Now he even split his army in two, and he's gonna have enough to take the rest of the units down from Miguel. He's gonna have enough to take the sea tower down over here anyway. And Miguel's going to make a switch to full land push instead. He's got archers, although no crossbows though. He's gone for balking arrow, but no crossman yet. He's not really been able to make use of balking arrow with the navy either. But yeah, now Capoch is in a fantastic spot on water. And Miguel instead, well, he's got some siege coming up. He's got a Mangonel already out, and he's got a ram on the way. Meanwhile, Capoch is going for a siege workshop himself. He's got on the second TC up. Here we go. It's not ideal that Capoch is attacking the sea tower with such a small amount of units. He will get cleaned up. Oh my lord, Capoch got completely wiped out. Holy crap, he does not have any galleys anymore. Yeah. No navy whatsoever for Capoch. That was really rough. That was not good whatsoever now. He's trying to focus on defending on land, and he might be able to defend over here. The conversion comes up, and he's body blocking the knight with the villagers, and he manages to keep the mantle up in the last second. But oh boy, Miguel's pressure is starting to ramp up, and yeah, Capoch is not trying to go for navy whatsoever anymore. So if Miguel started going for fishing ships, or if he started going for galleys once again, he actually would be alright until Capoch started going for Navy units himself again, but doesn't seem like... Okay, there we go. Capoch is going for one war galley over here, just to keep some sort of presence on water, right? He doesn't need to fully commit to it. All he's got to do is make sure that Miguel does not have a free pond again. This is coming out for Miguel. Capoch. Well, Capoch, he could garrison the TC over here and actually deny this, but he's not doing it. He's not realizing. He's probably not paying attention. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now he does realize about it. He cannot deny this. He cannot deny this. No, he can't just take one of the villages down. Not enough range for him to actually deny it. The villages are a little bit farther away. Interesting. Siege Workshop coming in for Capoch. The reaction, though, is decisive from the green player. Beautiful. Raid attempts from Capoch are not really paying dividends yet, but it doesn't need to. His population is so much higher right now compared to Miguel's. His military and work count are so much higher right now compared to Miguel. But honestly, Capoch is in a very good spot still. Very soon he's gonna have enough resource to go for a castle. Miguel is collecting stone and he's gonna have enough resource to go for a castle himself as well. Now, mind you, Miguel cannot keep on repairing TC over here forever. His resources are very, very low. So Capoch will take the TC down. And we see Miguel try to go for the castle over there. Now Capoch should be aware of it. He's not! He stopped short of only a few tiles over here. He will realize about the castle coming up now. There we go. And what is the reaction now for Mr. Capoch? He's taking some of the villagers down. He will take the TC down in the end. And now he's bringing the manas forward. And check this out, because the TC is too low. It's too low HP to actually garrison any villagers. Capoch is going to try to get some of the villagers down. He's going to take some of the villagers down over here. Those trapped behind the walls. Meanwhile, the knights still putting some pressure while one goes over. Yeah. And down right away from Capoch. The manas over there did not have to worry about the camels too much, but still, Capoch was unable to deny the castle. Miguel's coming in with the archers once again, though. And this is the same old tire wood line that Capoch has had to defend for a while, but he does pay attention though. He was either looking at this or checking the minimap at that time and was able to prevent the archers from coming straight into the woodline, so it's unlikely Miguel will be able to do too much damage. Capoch's got a castle coming up for himself, and this castle is in a beautiful spot because it prevents Miguel from sending any extra units over to the left hand side. So if he is able to take this castle down, for instance, let's say by either going out to the Imperial Age earlier, for which he already has the gold, and by using the market should be able to go up very fast, or if he's able to take it down either by rams or whatever, then Miguel wouldn't really be able to keep on putting quite as much pressure anymore if he gets pushed away from here. However, for the time being, he does still have the villagers, and he does still have enough resources to keep on increasing the pressure. Miguel's going for the second castle in Capoch. Capoch needs to prioritize going up to the Imperial Age. He just has to. If we have a castle up already for both these players, it should become a race to the Imperial Age, especially when the neutral gold over here is at stake. This tower goes down from Miguel finally. Capoch will finally get full water control. He is getting very close to having enough resources to go out to the Imperial Age, indeed. And we have a few Mangudai over here. That is a lot of Manuals from Capoch. Oh, he takes his own villager down, though. This is rough. This is rough. The Mangudai, they are struggling. But still... Oh! Capoch takes his own villager down once again. And in the end, the Mangudai on their own might have not been able to take the Mangudai down. But the Mangudai, alongside the Camel and the Knight over there, were strong enough to take all the Mangudai down. And now Capoch is going to have to wait until he gets to the Imperial Age. Until he gets access to trebuchets. Before he is able to start putting some pressure against the castles over here. Meanwhile, Miguel's going to keep on moving further forward. So we're going to see another castle coming up. This time around, much more aggressive one. Much closer to Capoch's base. Right hand side, DC coming up for Miguel. The red player is ahead right now in score. Alright. Miguel's score is higher. He is potentially in a better position because of this. Here we go. Beautiful. There we go. Good defense for Capoch so far. Miguel has finally been able to click out to the Imperial Age himself. Capoch did end up getting the castle dropped over here next to his DC, but he does have 2 castles, and he does have a significant head start to the Imperial Age, so he should be able to go for trebuchets since earlier. And he doesn't have the wood right now, but if he gets it, there we go. He has to buy some from the market, right? But he's gonna start going for the trebuchets, and he should be able to take, at the very least, one of these castles down, I would imagine. But it's gonna be tricky. Because of having 3 castles, Miguel's Mangudai production has actually been quite respectable so far. Town center. Coming in for Capoch if he's going to lose this one. He's going to try and mitigate for that by going for yet another one, but he's probably going to have this one denied though. Very good unit control for Miguel. However, that is one castle already going down from Miguel, still 1 minute away from the Imperial Age himself. Capoch on the other hand not only has the castles and the trebuchets over here on the left hand side, but notice that he has also gone down south further and added an extra TC. So even if this one got delayed, not denied, but delayed, and Capoch has been losing a bunch of villages over here to Miguel's incredible Mangudai raids, by the way. This is so much damage that Miguel's getting away with. Capoch should be able to, at the very least, bounce right back up with the TCs. Miguel finally gets to the Imperial Age. We're gonna see Bracer coming in right away. Capoch just going after the next castle that's gonna go down from Miguel. We'll be able to keep on going for Mangudai quite as much anymore. He's got just 10 left. It's a good thing that he was able to get some good damage down over here, but Miguel doesn't seem like he'll be able to get any extra Mangudai armies anymore. And Capoch is still definitely looking stronger. He's kind of the score lead right now as well, and Miguel's gotta feel bad about it. He wasn't a significant and a decisive score lead himself up until this point. So stables coming out for Miguel, and he's got Bloodlines and Scale Bar armor coming in, so it could be for Hussar if he wanted to make a play for it. Step Lancers are going to be an option. The third castle from Miguel, finally going down now as well. He's gonna be left on no Mango Day production whatsoever. Managed to get one trebuchet out, but this one doesn't seem like it's going to stay out for too long. Now Capoch. Capoch's gotta start considering making a play for something else. If he's just going to commit to skirmishers, it's not going to be too difficult for Miguel, even with a smaller military count, to push Capoch out, right? With a few, like cavalry, 30% extra HP already for the Mongols. Hussar, step lancers. Whatever Miguel goes from the stable is going to work really well against the skirmishers, so Capoch needs to go for something else, and he will. Let's make it a transition to Arbalesters, and that's a good unit choice. If he adds to the Arbalesters Halberdier, that's going to put him in a very, very good spot because they get fully upgraded, the Portuguese get fully upgraded Arbalesters. They get all the blacksmith upgrades, so the Halberdier are going to be almost fully upgraded except for squires. And yeah, Miguel is just going to have cavalry, right? So Capoch should be able to pretty easily counter that. He will be able to go forward with the halberdier, the crossbows, and Miguel wouldn't be able to do too much of anything. He can go for skirmishers if he wanted to, but skirmishers are going to be good against arbalesters, and against pikemen much more so than against halberdier. So halberdier and arbalesters will still be very, very strong from Capoch. Will 2 knights be enough for Miguel versus the skirmishers? Versus this amount of skirmishers? Yeah, probably. To be honest, he doesn't even need the knights because the light cavalry and hussar units, they already got just as much base pierce armor and they get extra HP. These are cheaper and you can probably get more done with these. And Miguel is still getting so much damage done with his little raids around the map. But Capoch has already gotten past. He's outgrown the little raids, right? His push over here is significantly stronger, so it's not looking good for Miguel. If he gets pushed away from here, he's only going to have the right-hand side corner to work with, and at the very least, he does have a lot of gold, right? Gold and stone over here, wood. But doesn't have a lot of space for food. He does not have water presence. Yeah, and getting displaced from his original base means losing access to 36 towers right now, 36 farms, sorry, and it's going to be even higher actually because we have some more on the right hand side, so it's going to be more like 42 farms that Miguel has already paid in full and won't be able to make use of, so it's going to put Capoch on an even stronger lead, and this game is pretty much looking over. Capoch is going to be one up against Miguel, it should be the case, at the very least the writing's on the wall, and Majestic Apex, 4 months coming in, yes! Thanks so much for the tier 1 subs, very much appreciated. And where's Capoch's next castle going to be? He's going for right next to Miguel's starting base, but he could have gone for the castle up in the north, a little bit closer to the neutral goal on the right hand side, right? Like he knows that Miguel is here. This is fine still though. Still waiting for Arbalister though. Capoch's got Thumb Ring coming in. He's been trying to get the numbers up before he goes for too many upgrades. And with 30 crossbows with Thumb Ring, he'll still be in a very good spot. Ballistics is here as well. There we go. Fantastic. Yeah, good defense, Capoch over here. Back home as well. It's gonna be able to finally clean up the few units from Miguel, right? Just one skirmisher. Yeah, he's not really paying attention over here too much. Well, to be fair, the Mongol are not really doing much of anything anymore. They can seldom target one of the lumberjacks. And yeah, Miguel's gonna keep on trying because he's got the castles. He's been able to go for a few extra units. He's got the upgrades coming in as well, but it's unlikely. And Miguel's coming back into this game. I mean, 106 versus 193 population. And yet another castle coming up for Capoch. I don't know, if you're in Miguel's position, I really don't know what his prospect is for this game. Like, what is he really expecting to be able to do over here? There's so much to offset for. And only he's gotta prevent Capoch from pushing further, which he doesn't have the ability to do, but he also needs to push Capoch back as well. So Miguel is just, yeah, he's going to GG right now. Capoch's gonna find himself up 1-0. This game was decidedly better for the green player, and even though the KD favored Miguel, it kind of had to, given the units that he was going for. Pricier units, especially the Mangodite towards the end, that definitely looked, you know, it was going to be rougher for Miguel if he didn't get a positive KD over here, but at the very least, trades for Capoch were overall pretty cost effective. Plus, he did have a lot of extra resources, 8,000 extra resources, a much stronger economy to work with. For villagers, on the other hand, we're going to have a higher villager count for Capoch, and throughout the game, he was on a higher worker count. As early as the fuel age, because of the fishing ships, then the castle age, more so as well, because of the fishing ships too, and he was in a very, very good position against Miguel, was able to hold on to his lead, and take game number 1. Well played. And welcome everyone then to game number 2, Capoch, the Chinese in Fortress. Similar civilization choice compared to what we saw another old school player go for in an earlier series. Miguel, on the other hand, is gonna make use of Burgundians instead. What do we get for these civilizations? As always, let's begin with the lower colored player. Miguel is gonna have with the Burgundians a 40% food discount on eco upgrades, which he gets access to 1 each earlier. In addition to that, we're going to see for the Burgundians also a 50% discount on... There we go. We're going to have a 50% discount on stable upgrades, as well as access to the Cavalier upgrade in the Castle Age. His gunpowder units get 25% higher attack compared to other civilizations, and for the team bonus, we'll see that Burgundians also get food income in addition to gold income from the relics. While Capoch's civilization, the Chinese, they get 3 additional villagers upon starting the game, and now, because Fortress is going to have a different star type compared to other maps, he is able to leverage the 3 additional villagers from the get-go. You can see that he's got no idle TC time whatsoever, so the Chinese are one of the best civilizations for this map. Very old school civilization as well, once again, alongside the Vikings. Teutons, even. And on top of that, the Chinese will also get 5 extra line of sight, 5 extra population support per TCs, and for the team bonus, they get 10% extra food on farms for free. There we are. Village here for Miguel. Interesting to see though, he went up on 16 population. This is not what you're expecting to see here whatsoever, so it's gonna be kind of... Remember the Malay fast feudal into eco into fast-ish castle arena build that kind of fell out of fashion? Well, Miguel's gonna go for something similar over here. He went up to the fuel age earlier so that he can get bow saw and heavy plow. But what is this going to give him? It's going to take him so long to go out to the castle age. What is this economy from Miguel? 15 villagers. He's collecting the boar. He's gonna start collecting the Gold, it's just because of the upgrades. And Capoch on the other hand, Capoch is going to be able to fast castle just fine over here. It's going to be a standard fast castle for M22 population. Interestingly enough, it seems to me as if Capoch is going to try and use the market. He's got the market on the way, so he's going to probably end up selling some of the stone over here, which means that he won't be able to go for any extra TCs once he gets to the castle age. And is that an indication for a 1 castle full push? For a 1 TC, sorry, full push. Guess we are going to find out. Miguel garrisons the king already. Let's take a look at Capoch to see if he knows about the castle, even though, yeah, the kings are pretty quick. If you're not paying attention to them 100% of the time, you can end up losing them to the castle. But yeah, it's interesting to see. Miguel is not too far behind, I guess. Yeah, he'll be able to go out to the castle age very soon. The thing is, Capoch did not use the market in the end. So he does have the stone to go for 1 additional TC. And if he sends 5 villagers to collect a little bit of extra stone over here, he might actually be able to go for 2 additional TCs from the get-go. It's all going to depend on how much wood he's able to gather, of course, up until he gets to the castle age. Right now, his build is only of 8 lumberjacks, so it's not particularly strong, and it seems to me like it's probably just going to be 1 TC on the left-hand side. Probably next to the stone over there. Well, there are a few options, right? He will certainly want to defend this side. So getting a TC up around here would be absolutely fantastic, but if he went for the TC over here instead, he will be able to collect the resources he needs to go for the 3rd TC eventually. So I guess we are going to find out. Still scouting with the king. He might have gotten a little bit of extra scouting information though. Let me check. He knows where all 5 relics are, for instance, Miguel. On the other hand, he's got vision of 2 relics only. His scouting information has not been the best. And he's only now going up to the fuel age. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm liking this too much. And check that out! Capoch! He is going for the extra TCs right away. And he bought the stone that he needed. He did not go and collect it. So now he's got 2 TCs on the way. This is not good for Miguel, and I don't know if he was experimenting this for the first time or if he already came in with this strategy prepared, but it's such a weird approach. And well, maybe weird is not the word, but it's such an unconventional approach and so uncommon to see. What is the gallery economy town looking like? It's better for Capoch. The extra villagers kind of offset for some of the upgrades, and you know what? Capoch is getting bolster right now. So Miguel is going to be in the castle age in a minute, and Capoch has already caught up for 1 of the 2 extra eco upgrades that Miguel has gotten, right? So the only thing that Capoch's got to go for next is going to be heavy plow. He's trying to go for some farms right now. Heavy plow is going to come in at 150 and 150, so he could have saved the resources if he wanted to, but he's just going to try to use whatever food he had left to queue his villagers up and just try to get the farms up right now and worry about the efficiency of the farms later. I don't know, I guess I probably would have liked a heavy plow first. Well, it's going to be a subtle difference, right? He gets extra villagers out earlier by going for the farms right now as soon as possible versus getting cheaper farms in the long run. So maybe those extra villagers are going to already compensate by collecting extra resources compared to the efficiency difference in the farm. That's something that Spirit of the Law would have to inquire. Probably has at some point in time. It's got too many videos to remember them all at this point. In any case, Capoch has not only gone for the extra TCs, he's also had enough resources to go for a monastery and a monk actually, so we'll see him go and try and collect the relics. Conversion's coming in, the Costier is over there, and it seems like it's going to be a successful conversion! And that is not the case! That was an atrocious RNG for Capoch! He even body blocked the Custier with his scout and was unable to get the conversion still. And my lord, you must not be too happy about that. If you're in Capoch's position, if you're in Capoch's shoes, that's gotta be a tilter right there. Extra Custier coming out from Miguel as well. There you go. Nice snipe. Once again, conversion coming in from Capoch. Not going to happen, and the conversion is actually not even coming in because Capoch realized about this way too late. So the monk's going down right away. It's rough for the green player. He won't be able to get the relics in quite as easily, but he does have, however, still a significant worker lead. He has gone for the TCs earlier. He has stopped producing villagers earlier. He has started producing villagers earlier. Now he's got heavy plow. And he's got willpower coming in a little bit earlier compared to Miguel, so his economy is going to be just as good. And Capoch so far has been able to collect one of the relics. There are 3 relics that I can see right now out in the open. Miguel did collect one of the other 2 relics himself as well, so now Capoch is going to try and go and collect as many as he can from the remaining 3. He's bringing one back home, should be able to bring this one back easily. He's got 2 monks left over here, moving over the left-hand side. 2 converted, Custier. He's gonna try to go after the relics, but here comes the monk from Miguel as well. And the monk from Capoch realizes about it. And he goes for the conversion. Miguel realizes about this as well. Does not want to lose the Custier, because if he does, then he's probably going to end up losing the monk over here unless he gets lucky with the RNG. So Capoch is bringing his own Custier over. Certainly interesting to see the Chinese with more Burgundian unique units compared to the Burgundian player. And Miguel, notice he's waiting to see the relic disappear. So now he can try to come in with a Custier and try to get the monk down, but he's going to just walk away. Well, if he had tried to go down south and take the monk down, Capoch would have still had another monk to potentially get a conversion with. He's got 2 monks over here, so it's not too bad. And Capoch, actually, it would probably be very wise to send one of these monks over the left-hand side and try to collect the final relic. That would put him on 4-1 relics. Still 13 workers ahead. More military units compared to Miguel. A stronger economy. An earlier Imperial Age for Capoch as well. And like everything seems to be going in favor of the Argentinian. There we go. What is Capoch doing? Yeah, probably just group. Yeah, probably select all the monks. There we are. Let's bring this one in. He's bringing this one in. It's gonna be 4-1 relic distribution favoring the Argentinian. It's going to be a faster Imperial Age for Capoch as well by about 46 seconds. Starting to collect stone quite heavily as well, so we're gonna see a castle coming very soon. A lot of resources for Capoch as well. He's thinking of going for upgrades. Cavalier coming in now for Miguel as well. Unfortunately for the red player though, the cavalry for the Burgundians does not scale too well. As even though he does get access to Paladin and it's still going to be 50% cheaper compared to any other civilization, he does not get bloodlines. And Capoch, with the Chinese of course, he gets heavy camels. Beautiful conversion now for Capoch. Second castle is on the way right now for Miguel, but Capoch has already gotten the castle up. So he's got trebuchets coming in. The second trebuchet is coming in right away. It's gonna try and take the tower down. I mean, I guess. Third castle's on the way now for Capoch as well. He needs to keep on going for the trebuchets too. It's very important for him to try and take the fortifications down for Miguel ASAP, because with a red player being the only between both these players with access to bombard cannons, Capoch could actually end up taking war straits over here. The longer the game goes, the longer Miguel has to work with in the Imperial Age. So Capoch, if he is unable to take the fortifications from Miguel down before Miguel gets to bombard cannons himself, it's going to be harder for Capoch to rid Miguel of his defenses. So he's moving over to the left-hand side. One trebuchet is over there for Miguel as well. No chemistry is coming in for the red player whatsoever. And Capoch, he's got 3 trips. No extra trebuchets coming now. Miguel does have 2 trebuchets on the way, but it seems like this castle should be going down maybe before the 3rd trebuchet comes out. I think it's probably gonna be the case. Capoch, what are the trebuchets doing over here? Yeah, there we are. We have Paladin, guys! We have Paladin for Miguel, and here he comes! Capoch's got Halberdier coming out, but it's coming in a little bit too late. The monks get the conversions over there, but it's not gonna be enough either. He's got Paladin, will end up taking the Chico news down, and with a Halberdier, finally gonna start putting some pressure. It's coming in a little bit too late. Even if Capoch has a few barracks over here to work with, Miguel in the end will end up taking all 3 trebuchets down. Yes, sir. Plus, this castle is about to crumble to all 3 trebuchets from Miguel as well. And while the military count is still higher for Capoch, the military value is so much stronger for Miguel as well. It's much higher right now for the red player. Which on the other hand, still on a much stronger population overall. Still getting a good amount of Chukanus out, but with this castle going down, it's gonna have only 2 castles to work with until he gets the next castle up on the right-hand side. Yes. Extra church is on the way for Capoch, but he's housed right now. Push from Miguel started to ramp up a little bit, and Capoch still ahead. Still ahead in population. No matter how you slice it, extra workers, extra military units. Still think he would benefit from going for camels, but the Halberdier and Chukanu combination over here seems to be working out for the most part. And the problem is that the majority of the units he had, they were completely out of position with the Halberdier on the right-hand side. But it was mostly to defend the villagers as they got the castle up, right? With this castle over here, Capoch already secures this gold, and he is able to bring the Halberdier back home, right? And check this out, the trebuchets going down now from Miguel. A lot of resources down the drain from the red player. With a much smaller economy, he can not really afford to take those losses. He was doing so well, but now Capoch is starting to clutch it up. He's starting to Onto the top once again. Beautiful. There we go. Yeah, Miguel doesn't want to keep on trying over here anymore. Capoch has been riding this big wave of momentum against Miguel for the past, I don't know, 10-15 minutes this game already. And he's been able to completely take advantage of it. So Capoch is going to find himself up 2-0 against Miguel. Let's go and take a look at the scores over here. We're going to see that Miguel gets a little bit of a better KD. Well, for economy, we're going to see a better economy for Capoch instead. For society, we have a stronger society for Capoch as well, collecting a bunch of extra villagers throughout the game, getting a bunch of extra economy because of the extra villagers, of course. We saw the 7,000 or so resources lead for Capoch in the economy page, and overall, he was looking very good, so well played. Final game of the series. Game number 3 between Capoch and Miguel will take place on Cross. Capoch, playing with Lithuanians, will get 150 extra food upon starting the game. Besides that, we also see for the civilization, for the Lithuanians, 10% faster movement skirmishers. Skirmishers and spearline units, in addition to 1 extra attack on knights and cavalry, on knights and light chain units, per each relic garrison, up to 4 relics, up to +4 attack. And for the team bonus, final Lithuanians, 20% faster work in monasteries. Will have the possibility of turning monks a little bit faster, potentially going out into the open and trying to find some of these relics. Meanwhile, for Miguel, playing with the Japanese on the other hand, the player up in the north over here is going to get 5, 10, 15, 20% faster working fishing ships with plus superior armor and twice HP. We also see that the Japanese, they have 33% faster attack and infantry and starting in the fuel age, in addition to a 50% discount on drop of buildings. Besides that, we also get for the Japanese, for the civilization, for the team bonus, 50% extra line of sight on galley units, while Capoch, his map generation, going for the next step in the introduction over here, is gonna look pretty alright. He's actually kind of close to the corner of the map, which is great. So, we're gonna see for the green player, the main goal on the back of the TC, which is good. That is an atrocious arrow. He's got the secondary gold over here towards the southeast. He's got over here on the right-hand side also extra gold. And because he's kind of close to the corner of the map, it shouldn't be too difficult for him to go for something like from here to here, here towards the TC, something like this and this. This would not really protect any of the minerals, just the lake over here. However, he does have the option, of course, to go for something like this instead, from here to here, just connect the dots this way, right? And that way he is able to secure this one. If he does end up going for something like from here to here instead, should also be able to secure this one too. Yep, he's thinking about going for the walls over here on the right hand side, I think. Let me take a look at the scouting information to see if he knows. Yeah, he knows. He's getting some very, very good scouting information already. Miguel, on the other hand, the red player, he's got the main goal on the back, pretty similar to Capoch. Secondary goal is gonna be towards the southwest. He's got another goal towards the south over here, a little bit farther away. And then for stone, the main stone is gonna be on the right-hand side. Secondary stone is gonna be on the left-hand side. Now he is kind of close to the corner of the map too, and going for some walls from here to here, here towards the TC. And then from here to here will be probably as pricey as Capoch's walls. And he will also be able to secure the goal, this stone as well. And the big chunk of the wood line over here, in addition to, of course, the full lake. But there is a little bit of an issue over here. He won't really have the possibility of defending this area of the wall quite as well as Capoch is going to have the possibility of defending the area on the right-hand side. For instance, if Capoch were to send villagers over to the gold over here, or to the backwood, he should have villagers at hand already. That doesn't seem to be quite as straightforward for Miguel. Plus, the red player doesn't seem to secure quite as much wood compared to Capoch for the same types of walls. Guess we are going to find out. Really just coming in for Capoch earlier compared to Miguel. Miguel is going up significantly later with only one extra population though, so it's not the best. It's not the best. Capoch, he's got an extra fishing ships out already, and Miguel. Yeah, Miguel is kind of lagging behind over here. This is not what you're expecting to see from the Japanese. They're usually the ones to prioritize fishing ship production because of the faster working fish. But Capoch, well, he puts himself in a good position, and it's been the case for games number 1 and 2 already. That Capoch has looked so much more dominant. Of course, the extra resources Capoch will begin with does help in getting him set up, right? Going for the dock in the first place, but of course, the discount and drop of buildings for the Japanese do kind of compensate for some of that. That's going to be already 100 wood that Miguel has saved over here. Regardless, Capoch, he's going for a sneaky dog, and Miguel is aware of the sneaky dog, but can't do squat right now because Capoch is so much earlier to the PLH. He's got a fire galley already on the way, and Miguel, he does have some sneaky units coming over himself, but Capoch is going to realize about this. He's going for the walls that I was suggesting, so we're gonna see a villager on the right-hand side realizing about the villagers coming in from Miguel, or at the very least getting vision of those. But whether or not he actually is paying attention to this area and manages to do something about it, it's going to be something completely different, right? So now he should realize about it. And this villager, well, Capoch should be able to save the vill. But I don't know if he realized about this one. It seems like he did because he's sending a fishing ship over the right. Not quite. He's got just the fishing ship going over to the fish. Yeah, and Capoch does end up saving the villager over here, but does not realize about this, unfortunately for him. Interestingly enough up in the north. Oh, okay, so he's got a galley coming out. I think he was probably expecting the villager that he saw from Miguel to eventually go for the dock, but he probably did not expect Miguel to already have another villager over there. He didn't see it. This could be really good for Capoch. Miguel's trying to force the dock up, and he will get it. So now fire galley is on the way for both these players. A tower is coming up for Miguel and Capoch. I think he thought there was a single villager for Miguel, so by seeing the dock coming up, he has absolutely no idea about the tower coming out. So this is going to be a rude awakening for these lumberjacks. And it is! And it is! The tower comes up! Capoch is gonna have to bail from here. We take a look at the tower. Yeah, we'll see that it pretty much denies the entire woodline. Fortunately for Capoch, he did have this woodline completely safe on the back. The right-hand side, we have up in the north. Capoch with 2 fire galleys, a stronger military count compared to Miguel's defensive units. We have a second fire galley coming out for Miguel, but Capoch does have a third fire galley coming out, and he will end up taking down the first one from Miguel. He will end up taking down some of the fishing ships over here. He places cars right. Yeah, well done. Notice how Capoch is bringing the low HP one to be repaired as well. Beautiful. Demolition Raft on the way now for Miguel, but he's already taking so many losses, guys. Oh, the fishing ship's dead from Miguel. On the back pond. Fortunately, he's been able to get another dock on the right-hand side. That seems about it. This is a very nice push coming in from Miguel as Capoch struggled a little bit more than he was going than I thought he was going to, given that he reacted to the dock over here pretty much on time. But it seems like Miguel is going to end up taking the fishing ships down in the end. And while the red player can't keep on putting too much pressure on land anymore and Capoch being able to stabilize, he has managed to get some of the fishing ships out on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, right? He's probably going to end up getting full water control down the south over here, meanwhile up in the north. It seems like it's going to go in favor of Capoch. And oh, that could have been a really good trade, actually. If Capoch had paid attention over there a little bit better, he probably would have been able to get both those with a single demo. In the end, though, he does not end up losing any of the fire galleys over here, and he will end up getting full water control up in the north, so he's going to start going for some fishing ships. He's also the first player to be able to go up to the castle age, or he's gonna be the first player to go up to the castle age. His resources are looking very good. He is idle in the TC. He's just going for fishing ships instead. He's gonna be on his way to the castle age. Meanwhile, Miguel is not in such a good position himself either, but he's catching up as well because of all the idle time that Capoch is getting. Notice that Miguel's catching up right now, and we have a dead even population. Capoch is going up to the castle age. It felt like it took forever for him to get the final 80-90 food that he needed, but he's going up. He, on the other hand, still keeps on putting a little bit of pressure over here with the Minotaurs. Good ear control, though, from Capoch. We will now taking one of the Minotaurs down. Only 2 left for Miguel, and now that the units are going away from Miguel, Capoch has a possibility of going for a stable without getting spotted. And Capoch is getting his water back. It's going to be 2-2 in the end, though. And you know what? Capoch knows about the water on the right-hand side, so Miguel's got to be careful. And he is, though. He is body blocking the fire galley over here with his fishing ships. He will end up taking this one down and forcing Capoch into a second dock over here. And while the players are fighting over control of all the ponds, they are fighting on land as well. This is such a hectic game for us to spectate as viewers, but also for the players to play, obviously. It's going to be so hard to keep up with everything that's taking place over here as a spectator already. Imagine how difficult it is to keep up with everything that's taking place over here as a player. Well, Capoch and Miguel won't have to imagine anything. They already have a pretty good idea, and I would say in this situation, Capoch is probably better off just going for one demolition raft and trying to get the fishing ships down and then try to focus on land instead once he gets to the castle age. But he's gonna try. He's gonna try to go for some navy units. After all, with the head start that he's got to the castle age, if he gets the war galley upgrade, might be able to actually get away with water control on the right hand side. We'll see. Down the south, he will be taking Miguel's dock down. Up in the north, he is completely uncontested already. So he's trying to fight over the right and left hand side ponds too. War galley upgrades coming up now for Capoch. Miguel on the left hand side is going for the second fire galley. Capoch is going for the first fire galley. Fire ship right now. On the right hand side. He's gonna keep on trying. And here he comes! The demo shot is not good enough! And it seems like Capoch is coming out on top on the right-hand side. It seems like he will be the one getting full out of control. And Miguel calls the GG! He does not want to keep on trying anymore, and Capoch will get a clean 3-0 series against Miguel. Unbelievable! Good stuff. Well played. Let's go through the achievements then. And what do we have? We'll see for military, a dead even KD over here for Capoch and Miguel, 1-to-1 ratio, 18 units killed to 18 units lost for both these guys. For economy, pretty strong economy for Capoch. In the end, he ended up getting a 1,000 lead over Miguel. The villager count, the worker count over here was actually kind of back and forth, right? Throughout the game, for the majority of it. Capoch was looking a little bit stronger, but then Miguel was able to start catching up towards the end. That's because of the castle age coming in for Capoch, and in any case, it was not strong enough momentum over here for Miguel to take the game over here, and that's going to put Capoch in a fantastic spot. So well done. Capoch 3, Miguel 0.